Speed of Doom. Oh my gosh. I recorded it so long ago, and I never remember to actually upload it. Let's try to be semi-consistent, upload these every now and then. And let's actually put some commentary. Because these are good maps. They're not the hardest maps in the world, but they deserve me talking about them a little bit at least. I don't know what was up with that phase where I never added commentary to things. I should really always be doing that. It also gives me something to do while the video goes. Because either way, it needs to turn into a video. So, let's just talk about where we are so far in Speed of Doom. The first few levels, fairly easy. If there were any that I wasn't going to talk about, it would be those. It's made by two authors, Joshi and Darkwave. Darkwave took the evens in map 31, and Joshi took the odds. It's usually fairly easy to tell, even if you don't know if it's an odd or an even map. Darkwave's maps are somewhat darker in the concrete they use, or the stone, I guess. Joshi's maps are usually a little more wooded. The Darkwave maps usually have a lot of secrets. And the Joshi maps just try to kill you in a small box. So. Oh, and maybe I'm misremembering, but I think Darkwave really likes the SSG. I feel like I'm always using the thing. So let's finally talk about the actual level we're playing. It's, how do I do it? The meat grinder. And we'll come to the reason it's called that in a little bit. Nice shot. So this has one of the more cryptic secrets from Darkwave. You have to touch all of the, like, red stripe things on these pillars. I guess this one doesn't have it, but the others do. And then it opens up some items. Didn't get my 3 in a row. Speed of Doom, I think I talk about Scythe 2 and Skill Saw a lot. But I think Skill Saw, he changes, you know, he plays with deact a little bit. So it would be hard to say, like, oh, when I think of standard, like, a very high quality stuff in terms of difficulty. Okay, here are those red stripes. Like, Fractured Worlds can never be the standard, right? It's too hard. It's also too pretty. When I think of, like, what is the modern Megawad, I'm probably thinking of Eternity, but Speed of Doom, I think, defines that role fairly closely. Though it's a little more classic. I don't know what I was looking around for here. Oh, let's see some pro... Okay. I recorded this a long time ago. If my dodging skills aren't on point, you know, blame So Bad for not uploading his video yet. And there's the other one. You can finally head over there. Oh, I was probably looking around for the last stripe so I could get up here. This is a bit of a piddling ambush. Only 3 Hell Knights. Well, okay, one of them's a Baron. In such a large space. Yeah, better save that Berserk. Never know when I'm gonna need it. This is probably the hardest part of the map, this particular room. Or maybe the next one. It's in this area. You could get caught on a wall and the Archvile gets you. Oh my gosh, I am missing all my Archvile shots today. So it's pretty easy to say, oh, the Darkwave maps have more detail than the Joshi maps, and that's fairly objective. But they both carve out a fairly recognizable identity. I always know whose map I'm playing. And the more, like, it's still really detailed, you know, I'm not a map maker, I couldn't really make that type of detail. I don't want to act like this is some real critique of it, or criticism. So, no. But the Joshi maps, they feel more speed mappy than amateurish to me. Which is to say, I don't think it's bad. Oh, here we go, a boom SSG reload. I don't remember if that happens on MBF. I think it does. On MBF 21, it does not. Uh-oh, here's another secret. Whoa, look at all these armor bonuses. In my opinion, I think Darkwave likes sort of the puzzly secrets. And if you keep an eye out, you'll actually find most of them. This was my second time playing Speed of Doom, but oh, look at that, the Berserk was useful. But it's not like I remembered all the secrets, I was just trying to look fairly carefully. And I found pretty much everything on my own. I must have found everything on my own, because I didn't know how to use the editor in those days. So Darkwave secrets can be difficult to find, but you can do it, you know, you keep an eye out. Joshi, like, barely does secrets. But when I say that he has sort of the classic sense for secrets, I mean they usually give you items rather than secret fights. Unlike No Reason or maybe Nirvana. Alright, ooh, got the classic turnaround that I guess I can't do anymore unless... Well, let's be real. I could do the 180-degree turnaround key. Nobody would complain. Nobody would be like, oh, you're cheating. Like, it's fine, you know, it's just... They don't allow it on DSDA anymore. I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of demo files that still use it. Yeah, like that slot. Such an obvious secret, right? The stairs lead up past where the doorway is. Oh, I bet there's a secret there. Anytime you're given access to things beyond the obvious point, there's probably a little something. This part can be tricky because, you know, 3D stuff. And that's why I stay up here on the one floor instead of dropping back down. Yeah, it was a fairly recent, maybe a month or two ago. They, the DSDA guys were like, you know what, not really. We're going to consider the 180-degree turn task. I kind of get it. So, I like to play within the DSDA rules, even though I pretty rarely upload stuff there. I suppose if I really, really needed to, like it was just like impossible for me to turn fast enough for whatever reason, you know, I'd do it, whatever. You know, no one's getting tricked, right? You just see it in the footage, like, oh, he snapped around. It's obvious. And this was recorded before they made that change. This room is where I realized, wow, I'm not good at fighting Manx. I like to think I'm a little more competent at Manx nowadays. I don't know if that's true. But well, once you have even two Manx, your little left, right, left, it's not as consistent as you might think. So now it's time for the meat grinder, I think. Oh, maybe I should remove the kill count for some of these. I don't know. Doesn't seem good. This area can be tricky. We don't have a plasma, so we're really just left with super shotgun here. But as long as you don't let the arachnotrons get you, you focus on shooting the imps, you're good. And I'm kind of happy with how I did this, because the first time I played this map, the year before, at that point, I ran to the switch and just left. But now we're actually doing the fight. And it's not even hard. What is that? Oh, I don't know if I still have my... Okay, I do still have my speed up keys. Cool. This is a different version of DSJ I'm watching on. Alright, here's the meat grinder. So if you're a super fancy pants, then you can probably kill all the enemies using the crusher, the grinder, so to speak. But I have 30 rockets, there aren't even that many enemies left. I will use my rockets. And there's also a secret in this room. You just go into the little blood area and grab a plasma. Just, you know, be careful you don't fall off here. It's fairly well made in terms of, oh, you're not going to get squished on the way out. I don't know how they pulled that off. Usually when you go into small tunnels like this, that sort of thing happens. Maybe it's just because we teleport to the south, and when we teleport back, we're at the north. So, okay. The enemies pool up in the other direction. And what's nice about that plasma, even more than the plasma, really, is all the enemies grouping up there. So they're easy to strafe around. I don't know. Cool crushing concept. I don't think it was used that well. Maybe. Let's imagine how this fight would have gone if I didn't use the secret. It would have been pretty hard to circle strafe in the center there. I'd have to circle on the outside, where I'd have a very limited range of mobility. So, okay, I take it back. It's cool. Because you have either the slightly more difficult run around like I am in the limited space thing, and you have to like power through the imps in front of you and deal damage with rockets to enemies behind you or whatever. Or you get the plasma and they all group up like this, then you take forever for it to crush them. How many crushes would it take? It's got to be like, what, 80 damage per crush? Yeah, takes a while. I don't know what the switch does, by the way, and I don't think I knew that either. But we have the key, so let's, oh, an archvile. Scaring me now. Oh, fun fact. This is a little teleport area. And you can see me trying to go slowly, so I can skip the teleport line. But I don't think I get it. I was able to do it once. For whatever reason, if you skip the teleport line def from the original area, you can walk back and grab a BFG. It's not a secret, but it's there. But whatever. I gave it a couple tries. It is what it is. Let's just do it. There are only 19 enemies left. Most of them are arachnotrons and pinkies. We don't actually need PFG. Come on. I think this fight could have used more enemies. I don't know. Very large open space. it's pretty light on enemies. You get some plasma in this little waterfall. Finish off the secrets. And just 2 of these lads here. So that is the map. Cool level. I would like to try finishing Speed of Doom's recording soon, because I have all the levels done, like I played it. I'm just being lazy with the commentary. Same for Lost Magic. I didn't finish Junk Food, though. Okay, done.